Hello, crafty friends, it's Amy. Welcome to my channel. I am going to start out with our ornament video here, and we are going to do a little stocking ornament. And because those Dollar Tree ornaments are so thin, I wanted to triple this up, and I'm going to glue these together with some wood glue. You can use other glues. I just like to use wood glue when gluing wood together because it sticks so well and is so nice and solid. All right, so now we've got that all together, and I'm just going to put on some clamps to make sure that um, adheres well. You could do this on a solid floor, as like if you had a hardwood floor or something and put some books on it, you could probably do the very same thing. Okay, now that that's off, I'm going to look at it and make sure everything's lined up. I'm going to paint the bottom of this stocking a gray. All right, and I wanted to do some white on the top. I just wanted to point out too, I'm using my glass mat. I'm really enjoying these because it's so easy to clean up. All right, and so I wanted just a little heart, and I wanted it to be like a dimensional. All I had was this little heart button, and so I'm just going to glue on some cardstock and use an emery board to, make it nice, crisp around the edges. First, trim with your scissors. And then you can use the emery board to kind of make it nice and crisp. Okay, since it's so small, I'm just using a tool to hold it in place while I put on the 2024. This is going to go for my newest grandson, and I'll show you how I'm going to put some lettering on. But first, I'm going to show you I did some stenciling, and instead of using paint, I really wanted it subtle looking, and so I used this. It's a craft ink, but the pad is really dry. But it worked out perfectly for this technique because that's all I wanted was just a subtle little look because it's going for a baby. Isn't that nice? I love how it turned out. Okay, I've got these cute little alphabets. I am going to put these all together with a little glue, not glue, with some tape that's not very sticky. Just want to do a little trial run here to see how it looks to make sure it's lined up and it's got good spacing. Okay, here we go. We're going to put Luca down, and you can see I'm going straight up and down. Just going to put a little pressure on each one of those letters at the top and pull it straight up. Oh, there's our cute baby. Cute baby. Woo! There's our Luca. He was born this year and he has been so fun to have around. He is the smiliest little baby. We love our Luca. Putting on our little heart. This is going to go to Luca for Christmas. This is his very first Christmas as he was born in April. Just slide that through the hole. Those are nice because they've already got the holes there. And as long as you had things lined up, it all works. Just putting on a few bells. And then I'm thinking, you know what? I like it. It's enough. Let's go put it on the tree. And there it is. Little Luca. I just love his name. Luca Des. Happy little baby. Ornament number 2 coming right up. Okay, we've got some white paint and we've got a nice spoon here. And just want to say, I would use a round spoon rather than an oval one. The reason I would pick a round spoon is because I think a snowman should have more of a round face than an oval face. But you know what? This turned out really cute anyway. And so I like the technique of using the bottom back of my paintbrush, and then I use that to make the dots for the eyes. It just works so much easier. And then I've got the smallest paintbrush that I could find, and we're just going to paint on a cute little carrot nose. Okay, and now I have been trying to learn on a better way to do mouths, and I want to do painting. You can use a marker if you prefer, but one lady had a suggestion about just starting on each end and then connecting it in the middle, and actually that works out pretty good. Pretty good technique. And then, of course, we want to put just a little bit of extra on there to give it a cheek. And I decided I wanted those eyes just a little bigger. I think I was looking at it and going, needs eyebrows. Same paintbrush, just go ahead and take your time, a light touch. And what I should have done at this point was give it some little eyelashes because that'd have been really cute because we're making a little girl. Once everything's good and dry, I got out I got some blush. It's like real blush for human beings. I saw a lady that she crafted with it, and what I liked about it is it's subtle without going overboard. Because sometimes when you do inks, boy, you can make a really bright cheek in a very short time, and then it's going, oh, I did not want it that bright. So that's why I kind of went with back to this blush thing, and that's something from like the 90s. We used to do that. Okay, I've seen this where they wrap the spoon with wire. I didn't have any wire, but I know ribbon will work too, so I did the knot at the bottom and then at the top of the handle. That way nothing was going to slide off or. And so just made a loop with the ribbon itself and then just tied it on nicely so it wouldn't you know, come off. All right, since we've got our cute little girl here, I'm going to give it a little bow and we're just going to make this so cute. Anything you wanted to add to this, if you had extra little pieces of garland or, little sprigs or buttons, would make this even cuter. You could put pip berries along the handle, stuff like that. So fun and easy. These would make great gifts. Well, let's keep rolling. We've got ornament number 3 coming right up. Okay, these are these fun little ornaments. They're flat. It's kind of fun that they came out with flat ones because they used to only have round ones for a long time. And now they're even making them plastic rather than glass. So they're safer to use. And so I decided I wanted to make one because it's so fun. And I had these um I'm not sure. I thought it was rice paper, but I do see that there's fibers in there, and that's typically something you'll find with mulberry paper. Anyway, using water will kind of help get that so it can tear easily. I like the frayed edge. That is so cute. And so we're going to use our good old Mod Podge on each side to apply those cute little images. And because it's thicker, it went on really nice. And In fact, thicker or better than, if you'd have like a napkin or something like that. Then just apply that to your ornament and try and get out all those wrinkles. And, it's got that, it's kind of rounded, so it was a little difficult, but just take your time and flatten that right out. Just going to do the other side as well and making sure that it's lined up so everything's upright where it's supposed to be. And I noticed I had a little bit of Mod Podge, so I just want to clean that up and before it dries too well, and then we have a mess. So these are those little string lights that I've had. They go in the neck of a bottle, and you can have lights. It fit in there perfectly. I was like, this is so cool. And look how cute that is. It's so different than, if you were just going to put something like, I don't know, something like faux snow or something in there. So I thought, let's do it lighted. That's pretty cute. And so I just want to make a little handle here so we can hang it in the tree, and just using some jute string and hot glue, and then just make sure it's nice and tight around the neck of that, and just trimming things away so it doesn't hang out. And I didn't really want the that part of the bottle to be, the most important thing. I wanted to kind of blend in. I want the image to be what you see. So I just chose like a neutral looking ribbon. And here you go. There's the squirrel. And I had one with its lighted, and then the other one was unlighted. And here it's lit up in the tree. And then we're going to flip it over and see the cute little owl. How fun. If you wanted those to be a little darker, you could paint that prior to putting on your mulberry paper. But I thought this was really pretty. Time for ornament number 4. Okay, as I was out and about and I saw like this ornament that looked like a pine cone, I was going, ooh, this is fun. So get some good old brown paint. And I decided to paint it from the inside. That way it wasn't going to be like flaking off on the outside. You wouldn't have to worry about that. And so I just took my time, and it really needed a lot of paint to get in all those little grooves. Put it aside and let it dry. And now I wanted to put like a little platform because I'm going to put a little deer in there, and just kind of fussing with the right pieces and how to set it in there because it's only so big, that opening. And then I went ahead and just used hot glue to put the deer on there because it just needed to sit, and that'll work pretty fast. So just holding that in place until it dried. And as long as I had that glue out, I'm going to glue down some faux snow because we've got a wintry scene here. I did pick up that little bag at Dollar Tree, a buck and a half or a buck and a quarter, so it goes a long way. And then you're looking at it and you go, it needs more snow. So I believe I should have used a white glue instead of the hot glue, because I think it'd have been more white. And so what I ended up doing is at the end I did paint it around with white paint just to kind of add to it. And you'll see. Then just using my glitter to make that pretty. And I want to put the top back on just to let you know these were 50% off, but the original price was $5. And I wanted also to put some faux snow on the outside so it looked like it just been, in a a light little snow shower or snowfall, I should say, and just trying to add that paint on there so it looks realistic and not overdone, which is a little trick sometimes. There's our little deer in there. He's kind of back there. I guess if I were to do this again, I'd maybe move him up a little bit so you could see him, but he's just kind of sitting back there. He's shy. So there he is. Ornament number 5. Here we go. Okay, we are going to make these little rosettes. And when I was researching this, one lady was saying, "Hey, use 1 1/4 inch by 8 inches, and it's like the perfect size." Well, every time I tried to go with that, I ended up trimming it down to 1 inch. So I'm going to advise to use 1 inch by 8 inches if you want to make this size. Anything bigger or smaller, I don't know. You just have to try it. It's trickier than you think. So I started with this buffalo check one just because it would be easy to put those um, folds in there and make them nice and even. And then, of course, I had the hot glue out. So I decided to glue those edges with the hot glue, and that's what the directions actually recommended. It dries fast and okay, so here we go. I'm going to fuss with this little thing and it's going to pop around and it's not going to want to do and then I'm going, oh, it's going to rip. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to trim it down a little bit and give it a little more room. And that was better. Then it was able to go down and actually be a little rosette. So this will make your basis for your ornament. And this is like the scrapbook paper, so it's not like really flimsy. You're going to want something with some substance to it. Okay, I'm fighting with this rosette. I put the scissor on there to hold it. And now I'm going to put some glue on. Have things ready, like that little circle, have that ready, because this thing will pop up like a jack in the box. And then holding that down. And then I was going, ooh, I need to put some string on here. Again, flip it over. The nice thing about that hot glue is it dries fast. Get your string on there where you want it, trim that off, and then just put another piece of a round piece of cardstock on it. If you wanted to, you could put felt on there as long as you've got one hard piece. And then here's the fun part. You can put on your little here we have something I picked up like at Michael's a couple years ago and just hold that in place until it's nice and dry. Okay, I want to show you this would be using one of those scoring boards and with that 8 by 1.5, she recommended every 1/4 inch. Well, as you can see with this one, I ended up cutting it down to 1 inch again, but I thought I'll try it with the scoreboard to see how well it works. Okay, and so we've got our little piece, and look at that. Once I trimmed it off, it laid down a lot nicer. And just going to flip it over and put that little piece of cardboard, or not cardboard, cardstock, scrapbook paper. It's just easier to put that down, let it glue down, and then sandwich in your piece for hanging. Just works so much better. And then this one was just a little image I found in all my stuff. And I put a stamped Be Merry on it and just going to put a little bit of glittery red to give it a little shine. Now this, I loved this Merry Christmas. It's tissue paper. I didn't think tissue paper was going to be thick enough. So I ended up using Mod Podge and I put it on a piece of cardstock. And this is kind of a trick because it's so thin. So you got to be really, really careful. And obviously this is not 1 inch by 8. It is 8 inches long, but the 1 inch I'll cut later. I just figured trying to fuss with a 1 inch piece is gonna be a disaster. And so um I fought with that tissue paper and we got it down and flattened out and just let it dry. Okay, once it's good and dry, I cut it down to 1 inch, so 1 inch by 8 inches, and that was the trick. So it was enough to lay down, and then I was able to do it on the backside with getting that little round piece. I really kind of liked how the colors turned out on this one. I've got that little Santa Claus and decided to put a little bit of like a glittery paper on it first to kind of frame it. You can find those cute little pieces at Hobby Lobby or sometimes Michael's or scrapbook store. I think that was a Hobby Lobby purchase with that little Santa Claus, but I could be wrong. Okay, here's my little trio of cuties with the rosettes. I just love how they turned out. These are so inexpensive and people would love them. And you could add on the date, somehow in there and pop it in there with a little tag or whatever you want to do. You can do this. Easy peasy. Well, let's keep going. Ornament number 6. Okay, here we go. Now, back to the Jenga blocks. I'm going to take my wood glue and I'm going to put 3 of them together and then I'm going to set it aside and let it dry, which does not take long. And I wanted to do 2 of them, so I did 2 of them right away. Now, these are Jennifer Pugh. These are designs that she came up with, and I remember buying this on her website. And then I cannot remember. I'm pretty sure she must have shipped it to me because I don't remember having to print that. I cut those out. It's like they fit the Jenga blocks perfectly, these little ones. And then I just used a glue stick and put those on. Just really easy. Okay, make sure that's good and dry. And then of course, once I've got those on, I you could use your emery board. I had my little sander out and decided to just take away the edge by sanding it down and making it nice and crisp and clean. Okay, and then I found some really cute glittery ribbon I had from years ago and decided to use that for the hanger and just trying 2 different techniques. This one's like directly on there and I set it aside, and then the other one I kind of crisscrossed it. And then, of course, I wanted to put ribbons on there. And when I did the ribbons, it's almost like it looked like you'd have a gift, like little wrapping, a little bow thing at the top. Those little images are so cute. And there they are. How fun. And I made them reversible, so if it flips in the tree, you can see the other side, not a problem. Thank you, my friends. I truly appreciate you popping in to watch my video. Stay tuned. We'll have more stuff coming right up. All right. Take care. Merry Christmas. Bye bye.